नहीं, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100% कर्नाटक. किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को जाओ मत कहो. ना कुछ पाना ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complaint level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. In the concluding mantra of the fourth Brahmana, the most important principle is declared. Yatra hi, this we have already seen, I am just revising. Yatra hi dvaitamiva bhavati tad itaraha itaram jigrati, itaraha itaram pashyati, tad itaraha itaram shrunoti, tad itaraha itaram abhivadati, tad itaraha itaram manute, tad itaraha itaram vijanati, yatra va asya sarvatmai va sarvam atma eva bhut tad kena. Later, I am talking now. Sarvam Atma eva abhut. Tat kena kam jigret, tat kena kam pashet. All these things ultimately, yena idam sarvam vijanati, tat kena vijaniyat, vidnyataram are, kena vijaniyat iti. When there is no trace of duality which appeared during the state of ignorance. What is the state of ignorance? When we are mistaking ourselves to be a limited being, and therefore the sense of duality comes. And when there is a sense of duality, there is experiencer, experienced, and experience. But when the truth is revealed that Sarvam Atma Eva Abhut, when this has happened, then thereafter Tat Kena Kam Jigret, then who will smell with what? That means the smeller, the instrument of smelling and the object of smell all are dissolved in one homogeneous experience of just conscious being. Therefore, in that case, Kena Vijayaniyat Vidnyataram, so who will know the knower? Knower can never become the object of knowledge, and therefore, this was the conclusion that the absolute self cannot be known objectively. See? And on this we have seen exhaustively in our last talk. Now we have concluded the fourth Brahmana, we are entering the fifth Brahmana. यत् केवलं कर्म निरपेक्षम अमृतत्वं साधनं तद वक्तव्यम इति मैत्रेयी ब्राह्मणम आरब्धम तच्च आत्मज्ञान सर्व संसार संग विशिष्टम. Probably we are saying this also. Yat kevalam karma nirapeksham. See, that absolute knowledge is independent of karma. Karma nirapeksha. That means it is not the result of any karma. The truth is not created by karma. It is not gained by crossing the distance. It is not gained by any process of purification. See, therefore, karma is that wherein we don't have, we go and get it. If there is a distant place, we cross and get it. But in case of the truth, it is karam nirapeksha amrutatvam sadhanam. That absolute reality is independent of all the karma, and that has to be told, and therefore in this Maitreya Brahmana was begun. And there we were told Tacha Atmadhyanam Sarva Sannyasanga Vishishtam. And therefore, one has to get rid of all the attachment to the world and abide in the truth. This was the means. Atmani cha vidnyate sarvamidam vidnyatam bhavati. Atma cha priya sarvasmad. So having known the self, everything becomes known. And Atma is our most dear. Thereafter we are also told तस्मात् आत्मा द्रष्टव्या श्रोतव्या निधि मंतव्या निधिध्यासितव्या इति दर्शन प्रकार उक्ता. Then how do we know the truth? It is by Shravan Manan Nididhyasan. These are the means. Then Shrotavya Acharya Agamabhyam Mantavya Tarkataha. So by studying the scriptures at the feet of the teacher, Shrotriya, and thereafter practicing that knowledge, and tarkataha mantavya, and by the logic which falls in tune with the divine, the scriptures, that with that logic remove all the doubts and be fully established in absolute self. See? And therefore, where it is. Okay, there is some logic here and all that which we are not going to get into. Now we come to the mantra directly. That how Atma alone is everything. This is established in this Panchama Brahmana. This is very simple and very beautiful. This is called as the Madhu Brahmana. In this Madhu, the whole thing is brought out in a very methodical, poetic way and appears to be a very long chapter. But it is not very long. It can be understood in minimum time. See? So, Iyam Prithvi Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu Asyai Prithivai Sarvani Bhutani Madhu Yaschayam Asyam Prithivyam Tejo Mayo Amritamaya Purusha Yaschayam Adhyatmam Shariram Tejamayo Amritamaya Purusha Ayam Evasa Soyam Atma Idam Amritam Idam Brahma Idam Sarvam. Now this is the mantra, and it is said that Iyam Prithvi Prasiddha Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu. This earth where we are all living, this is Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu. It is the Madhu for all the things and beings. See, so be very attentive. What is the meaning of Madhu? Sarvesham Bhutanam, Sarvesham Brahmadi Stambha Paryantanam Bhutanam. Starting from the Brahmadi, the creator, to the created. For everybody, every being, Prithvi is the Madhu. Now, what is the meaning of Madhu? Madhu Karyam. Madhva, Madhu Iva Madhu. Madhu is the Karya. What is Madhu? Madhu is the honey. Now, how the honey is created? Madhu Karya, Madhu Iva. Yatha eko Madhu upopa aneka madhukaraihi निवर्तिता एवं इयम पृथ्वी सर्वभूत निर्वर्तिता. Like so many bees come together and they create their own abode where all the honey is collected. So honey is the effect, and it is the collective effect of all the honey bees. Therefore, the honey means the collective effect. So, Prithvi is created not for one, but all the beings. It is their collective creation, the earth is. If there is no Jiva, if there is nobody, there is no creator created, there cannot be any earth or any world. Therefore, this evam iyam prithvi sarvabhuta nirvartita. So this whole world, the prithvi is created because of all the things and beings. Tatha sarvani bhutani prithvi asya madhu karyam. Therefore, this we have to understand now. Karya karana. Because of the people, a country is created. Because of the country, the people are taken care of. See? So, Karya Karana, Upakaraka and Upakari. Therefore, and both of them are supported by the same reality. Therefore, kimcha yascha ayam purusha asyam prithivyam tejomaya chiन्मात्र prakashamaya amrutamaya amarana dharma purusha yascha ayam adhyatmam sharire bhavaha. Now that reality, that conscious existence which is supporting the earth and the same Tejomaya Purushaha, the same conscious being is Purushaha Purnatvat Purushaha. See, Purusha has got two understanding. One is Purnatvat Purushaha, the one which is infinite and therefore is Purushaha, and Purishayanat Purushaha, and the one who is supporting the various kinds of conditionings, and those conditionings are as if covering the Purusha. In this manner, this Purusha is Purusha Asyam Prithivyam. So that which is supporting the Prithvi, Tejomaya, Chinmatra Prakashamaya, Amrutamaya, Amar Dharma Purusha. So this Purusha is Chinmaya Prakasha Rupa Amrutamaya. He is immortal without any possibility of death. Sa Yashayam Adhyatmam Shariraha Sharire Bhavaha. Now the same Paramatma, the same reality, the same conscious existence is also supporting the body. Shariraha Sharire Bhavaha. Purva Tejomaya Amrutamaya Purusha. Such a Lingabhimani सच सर्वेषां भूतानां उपकारकत्वेन मधु सर्वाणि च भूतानि अस्य मधु च शब्दर सामर्थ्यात्. Therefore, the Linga Deha is the place where the Paramatma expresses as Purusha and he becomes the experiencer. Prithvi, the objective world, is also supported by the same Purusha and it becomes the object of knowledge for this Purusha who is in the form of the sentient being. In this manner, this knower known, they are supporting each other. This is the meaning. And both of them are supported by one common substratum, and that common substratum is this is Tejomaya Chasmin Prakasha Sarupa Amrutamaya Amaran Dharma Purusha. So on one reality alone, these two conditionings of known and the knower is superimposed. So this is the ultimate truth, and etat eva chatushtayam tamadeva sarvabhuta karyam. So till such time, these four things are existing, the whole world is the effect or the karya of this thing. Which are the four things? Be attentive. Prithvi and the whole creation, all the Pancha Mahabhutas, Prithvi. And then the Parthiva Purushaha, the one who is with reference to the gross body, and the Sharira Purushaha, the one who is expressing through the gross body and the Jiva. So these four things. First the Prithvi, gross. Then all the things and beings supported by the Prithvi. Then the third thing is the gross body of the individual being and the Sharira Purusha, the Jiva. So these four things are supported by the same reality. Sarvani cha bhutani asya karyam. Therefore, they are the effect of this Paramatma. Ataha asya eka karana purvakata. Therefore, this one conscious existence reality is supporting both the known and the knower. And knower and known are the cause and effect. They are mutually dependent, therefore supported by the third factor, which is common for both of them. See, this has to be clearly understood. The same person is simultaneously the son as well as father. How can the same person be son and father? With reference to his father, he is the son. With reference to his son, he is the father. Therefore, the son and father, both of them are supported by a common substratum, the man, in the same manner. The cause and effect are supported by the one common substratum, the Brahma, and that has to be recognized. Therefore, Eka Karana Purvakata. There is one cause behind this relative creation. Therefore, unless we get out of this relativity, absolute can never be recognized. What we are living is virtual life. It's not actual life. Actual life doesn't have misery. See, The miseries begin when the mind is born, body identification takes place, somebody is born, and then the world begins. Therefore, tad eva ekam paramarthataha brahma. Therefore, this one common substratum supporting both the object and the subject, the cause and the effect, is paramarthataha brahma. It is one. Brahma means brihadvat brahma, that which is infinite, that alone is supporting both the cause and effect, and itara karya vacharambanam vikaro namadeyam. Therefore, all the vikara, that means the duality, like is only the gold, but we give the different names of the ornaments, is only the clay, but we give different names to the pots, etc. Is only the vision, but we give different names, the colors and forms. In this manner, they are which vacharammanam vikaro namadeyam. These are only words, words, words. And the words are created when the mind is born. Now, although off the track, but very important to know. Mind expresses as speech. Speech gives names to the forms. Forms are madhu, the effects, karya. And the names are also madhu, which are indicating the various objects. So the forms rupa is the world, and name or the nama is with the knower. And therefore, this world, which is Nama Rupatma, is a common experience or a common substratum which is supporting both the objective world and the subjective knower or the sentient being. This has to be understood. Therefore, Vacharambanam Vikaro Namadheyam iti eva madhuparyankanam sarvesham arthaha sankshepatāh. So this is what is the concluding understanding to tell you in short. Ayameva, so ayam prasidnyatah idam sarvam yad ayam atma iti idam amrutam. Maitreyi amruta sadhanam uktam. In this manner, what was told in the beginning, idam sarvam yad ayam atma. Everything in this world, including subjective, objective, is only the Atma, and this Atma is Amrutam, is immortal, is not created, nor destroyed. Yan Maitreya Amrutatvam Sadharkam Uktam, and this was told by the Guru Yagyavalkya, husband, to the wife disciple Maitreyi. This is the means of Amrutatva. Atma Vijnanam idam tad Amrutam. Therefore, unless Atma Vijnanam, knowing one's essential being, experiencing, is called as the Atma Vijnanam, and that is Amrutam. It is immortal, it is infinite. Idam Brahma yad Brahma te bravani napaishyami iti adhyayado prakrutam yad vishaya cha vidya Brahma vidya uchyate. So right in the beginning it was told that Brahma te bravani, I shall tell you the Brahma, and the Depaishyami ityadi. In these two ways, the teacher has told Prakrutam yad vishaya cha vidya, Brahma vidya uchyate. Therefore, that knowledge which is leading us to know the Brahman is called a Brahma vidya. Idam sarvadhyasmat brahmano vijnanat sarvam bhavati. Therefore, he who thus knows this Brahman, he is the knower of everything. See. Because there is nothing to be known. He who has known the vision, he has known all the colors and forms. He who has known the mind, he has known all the sense organs, organs of action. See? He who is in the Chetana, the life principle, he has known everything. And the one who has transcended the Chetana, Jada Chetana Bheda, reached the absolute conscious blissful existence, the Chaitanya, he has known everything. See? Therefore, after having told this thing about Prithvi, now all the Mahabhutas and everything is nothing but the same Brahman. This is the topic. This topic is dealt with beautifully, but we don't have to repeat so many things again. Ima apaha sarvesham bhutanam madhu asam apam सर्वाणि भूतानि मधु यश्च अयम् अप्सु तेजोमयः अमृतमयः पुरुषः यश्च अयम् अध्यात्मं रेतस तस्तेजोमय अमृतमय पुरुषोमयेव अयं सोऽयम् आत्मा इदम् अमृतं ब्रह्मैविदं सर्वम्. Now what is said? That which is supporting the waters, apa is the waters. So that which is supporting the waters, these waters are only for the things and beings, and this is the objective, the cause. And because of this, this is the cause for all the beings, and all the beings are the effect of this thing, and vice versa. Therefore, this is meant for the beings. Therefore, it is the effect. Then, so that which is supporting the external waters is also supporting the internal waters. The internal water is what? Retas, the reproductive fluid. That is also supported by the same reality. And therefore, this is स अमृतमया पुरुषः अयम एव सः यः अयम अमृतमिदं ब्रह्म idam sarvam. Therefore, the same principle which is supporting the objective water is supporting the subjective retas, the seminal fluid. In this manner, in both the places, it is the same Paramatma, the same Brahman. Then we come to the Agni. यद अयम अग्नि सर्वेषां भूतानां मध्वस्य अग्नेः सर्वाणि भूतानि मधु यश्च अयम अस्मिन् अग्नौ तेजोमय अमृतमय पुरुषः यश्च अयम अध्यात्मं वाङ्मयः तेजोमय अमृतमय पुरुषः अयमेव सो यो अयम आत्मा इदम अमृतम इदम ब्रह्मेदम सर्वम. Similarly, that which is the cause or the effect for the whole things and beings, the fire. Now the same fire, objective fire, is also manifested in the subjective being as the speech. So, yascha adhyatmam vangmayaha. Vangmayaha is the speech. And that is also supported by the same reality, tejomaya amrutamaya purushaha ayameva. In this manner, the external fire and the subjective speech, they are supported by the same reality. Then we come to the Vayu. Ayam Vayuhu sarvesham bhutanam madhu asya Vayuhu sarvani bhutani madhu yashayam asmin Vayu tejomaya amrita purusha yashayam adhyatmam pranas tejomaya amritamaya purusha ayam evahi. In this manner, similarly, the Vayu, the external air, is the cause for the existence of all the beings, and therefore all the beings are also the effect of this Vayu. So it is both the effect as well as the cause, and in this manner that which is supporting the external Vayu and that which is supporting the life in the beings is supported by one common denominator, and that is Tejomaya Amritamaya Purushaha Ayameva so Ayam Atma Idam Amrutam. In this manner, the external air and the internal prana or the life principle is supported by the same. Then we come to the Aditya. अयम आदित्यः सर्वेषां भूतानां मधु अस्य आदित्यस्य सर्वाणि भूतानि मधु यश्चायम् अस्मिन् आदित्ये तेजोमय अमृतमय पुरुषः यश्चायं मधु आत्मानं चाक्षुषस्तेजः. So the external sun is the cause for illuminating all the objects, and all the objects are illumined. Therefore, the effect also is the external sun, and external sun is known because of the internal sun, that is the vision. And therefore, this object-subject duality is supported by one common denominator depending upon the conditioning. So, objective conditioning is the sun, and the subjective conditioning is the vision. And both of them are supported by the same reality, and that is the Brahman. Then we come to the next. Ima dishaha sarvesham bhutam madvasam. Similarly, all the directions, they are the effects for the being. Because unless there is a being, there are no directions of any use. And therefore, these directions are supported by the same reality which is supporting Shrotra Sambandhi. See? Shrotraha Pratishrutka Tejomaya Amritamaya. See? So that which is supporting the hearing ability, both of them are supported by the same reality. Then we come to the Chandra. Ayam Chandraha Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu Asya Chandrasya Sarvani Bhutani Madhu. Similarly, the external moon is supported by the same reality with the effect, and internal moon is the Manasaha Teja, the mind. So that which is supporting the external object, the moon, and the subjective, the mind, they are supported by the same reality, and that is the Brahman. Then comes Iyam Vidyut Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu. Similarly, the Vidyut, the lightning, is the effect for all the things and being, and the same is कहाँ गया हाँ तेजस तेजो भय अमृतमय पुरुषः. Therefore, the subjective and the objective, both of them are supported by the same reality. Now, ayam stanayitnu sarvesham bhutanam. Similarly, the stanayitnu is the clouds. So clouds are the cause for all the things to survive or live, and also the effect because of which all the beings are being supported by the clouds. In this manner, that will be supporting the clouds, and that will be supporting the sound in the being is one and the same. This is what one has to ultimately understand. Therefore, it is Brahman. Then we come to Akash. See how many mantras are there. I am going fast, then we will come to the real conclusion. Ayam Akasha Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu. Then the space is the effect for all the beings, and the subjective space is the Adhyatma, the Chidakasha, the Vridayakasha. And both of them are supported by the same reality, that Atma, and this Atma is Brahma, Idam Sarvam. In this manner, having said this thing, now the question comes. आकाशान्तः पृथिव्यादयः भूतगणाः देवगणाश्च कार्यकरण संघातात्मानः उपकुर्वन्तः मधु भवन्ति इति प्रति शरीरिणम् इति उक्तम्. Now what is said? Starting from the Prithvi, Akashanta Prithvyadaya Bhutaganaha. So all the great elements, starting from the Prithvi up to the space, then Devata Ganascha, then the presiding deity for all the faculties. Like the example is the earth, the sun. Sun is having three aspects: Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, and Adhyatmik. So Adi Bhautik sun is the one which is hanging in the sky. Then Adi Daivik sun is the one which is controlling the movement of the sun in this world. And Adhyatmik sun is the one which is blessing the vision in the eyes. In this manner, these Adi Bhautik, then these are the Bhutaganaha. Then Devata Ganascha, that is the Adi Daivik and Adhyatmik. Karya Karana Sanghatmanaha Upakurvantaha. So they are supporting the gross body and the functioning of all the instrument, and therefore they are the Madhu. Prati Sharirinam iti yuktam. Therefore, this is what is said, that both the objective world and the subjective being, they are supporting each other, therefore they are the madhu for each other. In short, the cause is because of the effect and effect is because of the cause. So this cause and effect, both of them are supported by a common denominator, the Brahman, and that has to be recognized as one's own being. This is the purpose of this madhu brahmana. See, येन ते प्रयुक्तः शरीरिभिः सम्बन्ध्यमाना मधुत्वेन उपकुर्वन्ति तद् वक्तव्यम् इति आरभ्यते. Now, this cause and effect relationship among the things and beings, it has to be controlled. It cannot go any way. Imagine one day the fire is hot, the second day it is cold. How can you conduct life? Similarly, one day the sun is coming out this time, the next day it forgets to come out. It doesn't happen. Therefore, there has to be some controlling agency which is controlling both the objective phenomena and the subjective phenomena. This is now brought into the picture, and that also is the same Brahman. This is the conclusion. So, ayam dharma sarvesham bhutanam madhvasya dharmasya sarvani bhutani madhu yashayam asmin dharma tejomayo amrutamayam purusha yashayam adhyatmam dharmas tejomayo amrutamaya purusha purusho ayam evam soyam atma idam amrutam brahma sarvam. Therefore, what is the dharma of all the things? See, धर्मश्च व्याख्यातः श्रुति स्मृति लक्षणः. Now, first of all, the dharma of the Panchamahabhutas is they are always living in their limits. See, there is absolute self-control. Self-control in the matter is dharma. See, so the fire is always hot, the sun is always giving the right and heat, the water is always liquid, and the moment it gets chance, it comes back to the liquid from the solid. In this manner, these are the dharma of the various Panchamahabhutas and the things. They are always controlled by this principle of dharma. Dharayate anena iti dharmaha. That which is keeping the earth moving, that which is keeping the sun hot, that which is keeping the waters liquid, that which is keeping the movement of the planets perfectly well on their own, this principle is called as dharma. See? So, dharmascha vyakhyatah, and this dharma is further explained in our scriptures as shruti smriti lakshanaha. Now, as the dharma is for the prakriti, there is also dharma for the beings, and that is established by the Shruti Smriti Lakshanaha. What is told in the Shruti, the scriptures, Vedas, and also the Smriti Granthas, like Kshatradinam Abhiniyanta. Therefore, the dharma is the controller of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. All of them are supposed to live according to the Dharma Shastra. जगतः वैचित्र्यकृत पृथिव्यादीनां परिमाण हेतुत्वात् प्राणिभिः अनुष्ठीयमानं रूपाश्च तेन च अयं धर्म इति प्रत्यक्षेण. Therefore, the dharma is supporting the prithvi, etc., and because of that, the prakriti is moving okay, and pranibihi anushthiyamanaha. But for the beings, this dharma must be accepted. It should be practiced. Therefore, this is mentioned. Now, satya dharmayoho cha abhedena nirdeshaha kritaha. Therefore, here the scriptures and what has to be practiced in one's life is called as the satya, and this is called as the satya dharma. This is what we call sanatana dharma. See? It is eternal, it is not changing. Before even all other prophets have come in this world, even before that also, the world was governed by the laws of the divine will. This is what is mentioned here. Shastra आचारलक्षणयोः इह तु भेदेन व्यपदेश एकत्वे सत्यमपि. Okay, then we don't have to bother. दृष्टा भेदरूपेण कार्यारंभकत्वात्. हाँ, यहाँ तो अदृष्टो अपूर्वाख्यः धर्मः. See, apurva means adrushta dharma. It is not known, but it is practicing in the prakriti. And so samanya, that is the common principle by which the balance in the nature is maintained. That is samanya. Then such a samanya visheshatmana adrushtena rupena karyam aravate. And then this dharma is indirectly supporting the total creation. Samanya rupena prithivya prayukta bhavati. Therefore, this common dharma is responsible for controlling the five great elements, etc., such as Prithvi, and Vishesha Rupena cha Adhyatmam Karya Karana Sangatasya. And for the beings, it is a special dharma. What is the dharma for the Brahmana is different from the dharma for the Kshatriya, different for the Vaishya and the Shudra, depending upon the three gunas of the Prakriti. Therefore, dharma for the nature is Samanya dharma, and the dharma for the being is Vishesha dharma. And in this manner, Vishesha Rupena cha Adhyatma Karana Karana Sangatasya Tatra Prithivyaadinam Prayoktari Yaschayam Asmin Dharme Tejomaya Tatha Adhyatmam Karya Karana Sangata Kartari Dharmo Bhavaha Dharma. Therefore, that which is supporting the control of the nature or the Prakriti, the same is also supposed to control the beings who are conditioned or expressing through the body, etc. And therefore, it for them, this dharma is very essential. With this dharma only, they can sustain their life and the creation in a proper manner. Now, this dharma is itself called as the Satya. Now, idam satyam sarvesham bhutanam madhvasya satyasya sarvani bhutani madhu yashayam asmin satye tejomayo amrutamaya purushaha yashayam adhyatmam satyas tejomayo amrutamaya purusha eva sa yo ayam atma idam amrutam idam brahma sarvam. Now, in this manner, that satya, that substratum, that absolute reality, which is the effect of all this creation. See, be very attentive. One should understand clearly. See, because of the effects, the cause is established. Therefore, see, yatha दृष्टेन अनुष्ठीयमानेन आचाररूपेण सत्याख्या भवति स एव धर्मः. See, therefore, whatever we are supposed to do anushthan and we practice in this life, then it is called as the satya. So, satyam vada dharmam chara swadhyayanma pramadaha. This is the meaning of satya, what is mentioned in Tattva Upanishad. So, तथा दृष्टेन अनुष्ठीयमानेन आचाररूपेण व्याख्यातः सत्याख्या भवति स एव धर्म. सोपि द्विप्रकार एव. Now dharma is also of two types, which is that samanya vishesha rupa visheshatma rupena. So one is the samanya dharma, common, and second is the specific. Now samanya rupa is what? Prithivyaadi samavetaha. So for the Prithvi, etc., all the nature, the Panchamahabhutas and the laws of nature, that is the Samanya Dharma, that is for everybody the same. Whatever is decided by the nature, water should be liquid, fire should be hot, etc. It is Samanya Dharma. For all of them, there are no choice about it. And Vishesha Rupaha Karya Karana Sangat Samavetaha. And Vishesha Dharma is for the beings who are associated with the body and the instrument, Deha, Indriya, etc. Tatra Pruthivyadi Samavete Vartamana Kriya Rupe Satte. See? कहाँ गए, हाँ, तत्र पृथिव्यादि समवेते वर्तमान क्रिया रूपे सत्य. So all the Prithvi and all the modifications, activities of these Pancha Mahabhutas, they are being so. The truth, tatha adhyatmam karana sangatam samavete satye bhavaha. Similarly, the beings associated with the body and the indriyas, etc., they are also supposed to follow the satya. And therefore, it is said, like it is on the basis of the satya only, the whole world is moving. Satyena vayu vayu dhavati. Vayu ravati, avati, not dhavati. Therefore, it is one. See, in the Kathopanishad, this mantra comes, or in the Taittiriya Upanishad also this kind of mantra comes, where they say, Bhishasmad vatapavate bhisho deti surya bhishasmad agnischendrascha mrityurdhavati panchama iti. Under the fearing rod of this truth, everything is moving perfectly. That is the Samanya Dharma. And for the Jiva, the body and the Indriya, Mana ityadi, those who have, they are the Jiva. For them is the Vishesha Dharma, they have to follow that. Now, Dharma Satyabhyam Prayuktoyam Karyakarana Sangata Visheshaha Sa Tena Jati Visheshena Sanyukto Bhavati. Therefore, what is the specific Dharma which is supported by the Satya, the absolute reality, is associated with the type of birth and the type of the quality. See? And Jati Vishesha Manushadi. What is the Jati Vishesha? That means the human beings, then plants, then animals. Jati is not Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. Jati is the Manushya Jati, Pashu Jati, Vanaspati Jati, etc. तत्र जाति विशेष मनुष्य आदि तत्र मनुष्यादि जाति विशिष्टा एव सर्वे प्राणिनिकायाः परस्परोपकार्यकारक भावेन वर्तमाना दृश्यन्ते. Therefore, all the beings, they are supporting each other. So the human beings support the animals and the animals support the human beings. And both of them must follow their dharma. So their dharma is followed by the animals. The human beings don't follow their dharma. And therefore, all the wars and the problems happen in this world. Now, after having said this, idam manusham sarvesham bhutanam madhyasya manushasya sarvani bhutani madhu yaschayam asmin purushe tejomayo amritamaya purusha yaschayam adhyatmam manushas tejomayo amritamaya purusho ayameva. So, saha yo ayam atma idam amritam idam brahma idam sarvam. See? Now, manushadi jatirapi sarvesham bhutanam madhu. See, all the beings are also the madhu, the effect of all the great elements. So out of the 5 great elements only, the gross bodies are formed, the sense organs are formed, the mind is formed, etc. Therefore, Manushadi Jatirapi Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu. They are the effect of all the elements. Tatra Manushadi Jatirapi Bahya Adhyatmiki Cheta Ubhayatha Nirdesha Vak Bhavati. See? Therefore, for the human being, Manushya Jati, the dharma is associated both while conducting the life and while practicing in one's own life. Yahatu karya karana sangata manushya jati vishishta sa ayamatma sarvesham bhutanam madhu asyatmana sarvani bhutani madhu yashayam asmin atmanim tejomaya amritamaya purusha. Now this body, see, ayam atma sarveshana bhutanam madhu. So this body is the effect of all the great elements. Nanu ayam sharira shabdena nidra prithva parya. Now here some kind of discussion is taken up. Now after having come to this, now in the 15th mantra, one of the most important principle is brought out. Sa va ayam atma sarvesham bhutanam adhipatihi sarvesham bhutanam raja tad yatha रथनाभौ च रथनेमौ चाराः सर्वे समर्पिता एवमेव अस्मिन् आत्मनि सर्वाणि भूतानि सर्वे देवा सर्वे लोका सर्वे प्राणा सर्वे एव आत्मनः समर्पिताः. That is very beautiful. यस्मिन् आत्मनि परिशिष्टः विज्ञानमय अन्ते पर्याय प्रवेशितः सोऽयमात्मा. See? यस्मिन् आत्मनि परिशिष्टः विज्ञानमय. So Vijnanamaya Kosha is the modified expression of the Chaitanya. Like we know, we have studied Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, and Vijnanamaya. So Vijnanamaya is the pure consciousness expressing through the conditioning called body as life, and the body or the life is further expressing as the Vijnanamaya Kosha or the mind. So, Yasmin Atmani Parishishtaha Vijnanamayaha, so when all the things are dropped, that is the objective, then the instrument, mind, etc., then we come to Vijnanamaya, because this Vijnanamaya alone has dropped everything. Vijnanamaya ante paryaye praveshitaha soyamatma. So this Vijnanamaya is ultimately dissolves in the absolute self. तस्मिन् अविद्याकृत कार्यकरण संघातोपाधि विशिष्टे ब्रह्म विद्या परमार्थ आत्मनि प्रवेशिते सच एव मुक्तो अनंतरो अबाह्यः कृष्णः प्रज्ञान घनभूतः सर्वेषां भूतानां. Therefore, this Vijnanamaya Kosha is tasmin avidyakrita, because of the incomplete understanding about the truth. Karyakarana sanghataha upadhi vishishte. So this Vijnanamaya Kosha or the Jiva is conditioned by Karyakarana, the gross body, the instrument of knowledge, etc., and they together vishishte, he becomes specific. So Brahma Vidya Paramarthatmani Praveshite, when this Vijnanamaya Kosha or the Jiva, when he thus enters in the Paramartha Tattva, sa eva mukto anantaro abhaya krishnaha prajnana ganabhutaha. When he thus merges in the absolute, then for him inside outside division disappears, and there is but only one conscious existence, and other than that there is nothing. Prajnana ganabhutaha sarvesham bhutanam ayam atma. Now this Atma, which is including everything and excluding nothing, Sarvesham Bhutanam Ayam Atma, Sarvaihi Upayasya Sarvesham Bhutanam Adhipati. See? And therefore Sarvaihi Upasya. One should always, all people should seek this reality, because he is Sarvesham Bhutanam Adhipati, the controller of, the boss of the whole creation. Bhutanam Satantraha Na. Kumar Amatya Vad. He is not like a, because he is the son of the king, he is like, no, not like that. But then, Sarvesham Bhutanam Raja. He is the king of all the things and beings. Rajatva Visheshena Adhipati iti. And therefore is called as the Adhipati, the overall controller. Bhavati Kaschit Rajo Chitta Vritti Mashritya Raja not to Adhipati. When somebody is temporarily given the charge of the particular king, he doesn't become a king. Ataha Vishinashta Adhipati iti evam sarvabhutatma vijnana brahma mukto hoti. In this manner, he who comes to know this absolute self, which is the controller of everything and which is one without a second, which is supporting the subjective objective world. And he who comes to know evam sarva bhutatma vijnanam brahmavid mukto bhavati. Such a knower of the Brahman, he is liberated. Yaduktam brahma vidyaya sarvam bhavishanta manushe manyante kimu tad brahma brahma vidyatma tasmat sarvam abhavat. Therefore, by the Brahma Vidya, everything is known and one becomes everything. Ididam tat vakyatam. Now this is being explained. Evam atmanameva sarvatmatvena acharya आगमाभ्याम श्रुत्वा मत्वा तर्कता विज्ञाय साक्षादेव यथा ब्राह्मणे दर्शितं तथा तस्मात् ब्रह्म विज्ञानादेव लक्षणान् पूर्वं वै ब्रह्मैव सद्विद्यया अब्रह्मासीत् सर्वमेव च सदं सरसत् सर्वासीत् तां तु अविद्या अस्मादि विद्वानात् तिरस्कृत्य ब्रह्मविद ब्रह्मैव सन् ब्रह्म अभवत् सर्वम् अभवत्. In this manner, earlier also, those who have recognized this and which was said that he is not everything, but all the wrong notions are removed, and then after having removed the ignorance, the one comes to recognize his essential nature as Brahman, and therefore they are one with the totality. Parisamaptaha shastrartha yadartha prastutaha. Therefore, this topic is for conclusion of the shastrartha. That ekameva dvitiya neha nanasti kinchana. Atma thought aham brahmasmi. We have seen earlier chapters, and in this manner, shastrartha yadartha prastutaha. So this was the concluding aspect of this Shastra, the Upanishad. Tasmin etasmin sarvatma bhute brahma vidhi sarvatmani sarvajagat samarpitam iva iti asmin arthe drishtanta upadiyate. So to indicate this, that how the Brahman alone is the ultimate and in which the whole world is only appearing, supported by the same reality, let it be subjective, objective or their relational. Example is given. Tad yatha rasanabhau cha rasa nemau cha araha sarve samarpitaha iti prasiddhortaha. Just like a wheel, it has got a hub, and in that hub all the spokes are surrendered. In the same manner, all the things and beings are supported in this absolute reality. Evam evasmin atmani परमात्म भूते ब्रह्म विधि सर्वाणि भूतानि ब्रह्माण्डे सम्पर्यन्तानि सर्वे देवा अग्नयदया सर्वे लोका भूरादया सर्वे प्राणा वागादया सर्वे एत आत्मना जलचंद्रवत् प्रति प्रवेशनः अविद्याकल्पिता सर्व जगदस्मिन् समर्पितम्. Thus, like this example, all these spokes are surrendered in the hub of the wheel. In the same manner, all the bhutani, all the things, starting from Brahma up to the blade of grass, all the gods such as fire, etc., all the worlds, Bhur Bhuva Swaha Mahajana, Ataravatala Ityadi, and Sarve Prana Vagadayaha, all the faculties such as speech, etc., Sarve Eva Atmanaha Jalachandravat Prati Shariranu Praveshinaha Avidya Kalpitaha. So, all of them, as if they have entered these Atma, like the moon enters the sun in the form of the reflection. So, it is an entry of the moon in the water without entry. In this manner, Sarve Pranavagadaya, Sarve Eva Atmana Jalachandravat Prati Sharira Anupraveshinaha. So, like these Paramatma as if enters all the beings in the form of the reflection of the Paramatma, avidya kalpitaha. And this is not the truth. These are only imagined, projected by the ignorance. Sarve jagad asmin samarpitam. The whole world is ultimately surrendered in this only. Yaduktam brahmavida eva brahmavidatmam evaha Pradipede aham anubhav suryascha. See, in the same manner earlier it was told that the Vamadeva, so evam brahmavid Vamadevaha, evam brahmavid Vamadevaha Pratipede, he also said when he was in the womb of his mother that I have understood everything and I know what is the sun, who am I? It is a Esha Sarvatma Bhavaha Vyakhyataha. There also this example told that the knower of the self is one with the totality. ya evam vidvan brahmavid sarvopadi sarvatma sarvo bhavati. Therefore, the wise man who is established in this Brahman, he is also Sarvatma, the support of all the things and beings. This is the meaning of Sahasra Shirsha Purusha, Sahasraksha Sahasrapad. Through all the eyes, it is the same reality expressing. See, friends, so all the heads, it is the same reality. We see the picture that there is a Vishwarupa, so there are thousands of heads and all that. That is not pictorial. But through all the things and beings, it is the same reality which is expressing. Therefore, realities are not many, it is one. Nirupadi upakya anantaraha bhaya krishnaha. Therefore, if you take the Nirupadik Brahma, then there is no difference between inside or outside. Anantara abhaya krishnaha. Therefore, absolutely prajnana ghanaha. His pure conscious existence, ajaha, ajaraha, amrutaha, abhaya, achalaha. He is unborn without becoming old, undying, free from fear, ever remaining the same, and all the time indicated by the language of negation. Na iti astulaha anano iti evam visheshinaha bhavati. In this manner, this Paramatma, when all the conditionings are rejected, whatever remains in the Paramatma, and therefore it is indicated only in the language of ignorance. Tad evam tad idam तम एतम अर्थ अजानन्तः तार्किकाः केचित् पंडितं मन्याश्च आगमविदः शास्त्रार्थविरुद्धं मन्यमाना विकल्पयन्तः मोहम् अगाधम् उपयन्ति. But those who are unable to understand the import of the scriptures because they are lost only in the logic, therefore they are not able to understand the Tatparya Nirnay, what is the moral of the story of the scriptures, and therefore they get lost in the wrong understanding of the scriptural mantras such as Anejadekam Manaso Javiyo. See? So these are the attributes of the Brahman, Tadejati, Tannai This is another attribute of the Brahman. Therefore, in the Taittiriya Upanishad also, Yasmad Param Na Paramasti Kinchita. Then in the Taittiriya Etas Samagayan Naste. So all these quotations are given, and then they mistake that how this Paramatma can be without attributes. Therefore, he is shown that he is without movement and he is with the movement. He is here as well as he is there. So, all these things are Kastam Madamadam Devam Kathopanishad also tells Tadhavato Anyana Teti Tishtad. Ishavasya also says, therefore, in Bhagavad Gita also all these quotations are given, and then they wrongly understand that this kind of thing, that Atma is or Atma is not, whether he is Karta, whether he is Akarta, whether he is liberated or he is bondage, whether he is temporary Kshanika Vijnana Atma or he is absent. In this manner, they are unable to go beyond relativity, and therefore, because of wrong understanding, they have not studied the scriptures. With the help of the proper Brahmanishta and the Shrotriya Guru, they mistake the meaning of the scriptures. Therefore, friends, scriptural statements should never be understood by one's own way of study, etc. Therefore, clearly said, Tad Vijnanartham Gurumeva Vigachet Samit Panihi Shrotriyam Brahmanishta. तस्मात् तत्र एवं श्रुत्य आचार्य दर्शित मार्गानुसारिणः ते एव अविद्यायाः पारम् अधिगच्छति. Therefore, what is told by the scriptures, what is taught by the acharya, and what is the path indicated by the teacher, those who are following that, they alone are able to transcend the avidya, the field of relativity, dvaita. Te eva च अस्मान् मोह Moha Samudrat Agadhad Uttarishanti. They alone can go beyond the ocean of, which is difficult ocean of the delusion. Na itare, not others. Swabuddhi Kaushalya Anusarinaha. Those who are imagining that they are very intelligent, they will not be able to go. This is how the conclusion of this Brahmana is this, that absolute reality alone is both the objective world and the subjective world. The duality is only on account of our association with the body, mind, etc. When we understand the relationship, colors and forms are dependent on the vision, vision is dependent on colors and forms. Therefore, they must be supported by a third factor, that is mind. Now, the mind also is manifest and unmanifest, supported by the Chetana is ever the same. Then the Chetana is also limited, it is either present or absent. But the Chaitanya is beyond presence and absence. This is to be understood. It is for this purpose this whole chapter of Madhu Brahmana is indicated. Now hereafter, there's one Akhyayika, one story is told how this knowledge was given. What is that? We'll see in our next class. And our tomorrow's class will be morning 6:30 as usual. Today I had to go for some function, therefore it was delayed. For me it is 11 o'clock at night. For you it is 7:30 in the morning or 8:30 in the morning. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.